Amanda here from Create Your Future. Guys, I've got Eileen joining me today. Hey, Eileen.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, everyone. How are you?
I'm great, guys. We have an exciting video of something we actually don't hear a lot in the manifesting community. When it comes to manifesting an SP, an X, or anyone that you've really got history with, so I feel like this is the secret that nobody tells you is releasing your emotions, your negative emotions, okay? So we are definitely going to talk about that. Just before we dive into it, guys, Eileen's having a sale right now. 50% off of her coaching. She is absolutely amazing. She is going to help you find your blocks and give you a great action plan and help to keep you and hold you accountable. For me, I love coaching. I relate it to swimming. You can get a swim coach and learn how to swim faster, or you could just dive in the water. However, it works for you. I personally went into like a 2-year intensive, everyone as you pushed out coaching for 2 years. And you know what? It changed my life. Like it is beat into me now, right? So I think it's important because this is all just a game of getting ourselves out of our own way. Nobody else is playing the game with us but us. So into it, guys. We do have a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. It's going to help build your mental diet. So things like questioning, it's going to help you to see what maybe pitfalls you're falling into. Talking negatively about your SP to friends. I mean, that's definitely going to stop your manifestation. So yes, let's dive into it. I'm excited to talk about this.
Yes, this is like an exciting topic. So I believe that one of the secrets to get your SP is to, like you said, to let go of the emotions. Sometimes we say that we want our SPs, but we're still holding on to the old story. And the old story is attached to most 90% of the cases negative, and anger and fights and 3 Ps. So one of the keys, if you're living at the end, like living from the end, you wouldn't be angry at your SP. You would be happy and loving him and maybe saying, oh, I remember that terrible thing. I remember when, but not actually living that horrible emotion or blaming, or like you said, talking to friends or Googling stuff. I get how to make him pay. Like, no, why would you text that? How to make him pay for what he did? No, oh, nice places to visit in London or nice places to visit with, your loved one for the holidays. That's what you would be doing if you were living from the end, not texting, not calling people and saying like negative things about them, because that just makes you relive it. Like you really feel the emotions. And the secret is the feeling, like Neville Goddard used to say. It really is. When you relive any type of scene, you remember something, it gives you that.
You feel it. Yeah.
And that's like creating.
Exactly. Here's a really good example. I was going to lunch with somebody and we were driving to this restaurant, and this restaurant has had a wait list in the past. Like you have to wait. Anyway, and the person I was going with, oh, we're going to go there. There's going to be a big, long wait list. We're going to have to wait 45 minutes. We're going to starve. And she was actually getting mad just thinking about this and talking about it. So what we think about and what we focus on, it automatically will create a feeling within us, right? So how do you live in the wish fulfillment? Well, you focus on thoughts and reactions that are in line with your end result, right? So like a really good example, right, is like, for instance, okay, let's say something happens, okay, like, I don't know, Andrew does something, okay, and then I get upset because I think he did it on purpose or he wasn't considering my feelings, right? And then that makes me upset, okay? Now, as soon as I shift into, well, okay, he loves me. He's not a malicious guy. He didn't do it on purpose. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, well, you know what? No, I still intend to apologize though, because you know what? So I'll always apologize, because I came at it with, oh, you're malicious. You did it on purpose. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to think of it that way, right? And then once you shift into apologeticness and you intend that they take responsibility and apologize, they're going to apologize. So you can still get your apology, but you have to shift into that apologetic state first. You can't get it with your heels dug in and you're like, that's
and
it.
Even when you were saying, like, even when we say, like, oh my God, like he got me so upset, like your tone changed when you said, no, he loves me, he was just being kind of silly or forget, like even when you say it, you see how you, like, my voice changes. your voice changed too.
Yeah.
Because without unconsciously, it's like, like you like you want to choke them when you get angry at them. But when you say, no, he was
Exactly.
just having a bad day, he was tired, he was hungry, it just changes. So we really have to be aware of what we're even saying internally, and especially to other people, because when you say it out loud, like you really hear it. Like when you said it, oh, I'm upset at him, and you're like, no, but he loves me so much. Your
I
tone
know,
totally changed.
and I'm not even
Totally
upset at
changed.
him right now, but look at how it sounded because I'm creating it, I'm
But that's
reliving.
like
Yeah,
that's like imaginal talk, right? That they say that you're supposed to
exactly.
have, and that's the imaginal talks that are going on internally, and we think they're not creating, but they have anger. They say anger and love are so powerful. So if you're coming from that place, you could be using
Yeah.
the love that's even more powerful, coming from, oh, he loves me, like.
Exactly. I like, I like to, I release a lot of my anger and resentment just by stepping back into, you know what, everyone is me pushed out and I've created this. But that doesn't mean I need to be a doormat about it and blame myself, because as soon as I'm a doormat and I blame myself, everyone else is going to blame me. So I do need to go, wait a minute, what are the characters in my story going to do? Well, everyone's me pushed out. So they're going to apologize and they're going to take responsibility for their part on it. I'm going to shift into not being angry anymore. And I'm going to let go of all of that because I want, to forgive them and to have a better relationship. Right. So, I mean, you've got to have a really, short memory for bad things if you
Very
want
short
to have
memory.
a good relationship. Right. And really, acknowledging the emotion and getting to the root of it. Like, what's the thought that's making you angry, right? And a lot of the times we think people have done things on purpose,
Mhm.
So if you want to be with someone,
Someone
you'll,
once shared this with me. I want to share it with you.
mhm,
Ready? They
yeah,
said, Q-tip. Do you know what Q-tip is? And I was like, I don't know what Q-tip is. Quit taking it personal. I was like, I love it.
yes, you, everyone's you
You
pushed out. That's exactly what I
can-
was getting at,
That's
right?
what you were when you were saying
Yeah,
that. It reminded me. It reminded me
yeah.
of that.
No, I love it. No, I love it. It's so true. It's so true. If you're holding anger and resentment, you're only going to create more anger and resentment in that area, your area of your life. Now, you don't have to be happy all the time to
Mm-mm.
manifest. I've manifested lots of things in a lot of different moods. Like, you're always manifesting. It isn't like, it's just, what are you manifesting? If you're bringing anger and resentment to your relationship, you're going to manifest more of that. If you're bringing thankfulness and you're bringing happiness and positivity, you're going to get more of that back, right? If you've got to see the good in people. Like, if you're SP, why would you think that they would do something on purpose to you if you want them to
Right.
well, like, and yeah, not take it personally. I think that's a big one,
Yes. And
right?
also try to remember that this is your reality. So what I like to do too is also, I'm like, people are kind with me. People are understand. I am safe around people, because if everybody treats you not with kindness and respect, that also, falls into the SP. I know you have to do more work if you have a story with the SP, you have to definitely let it go. But those umbrella affirmations about being respected, being treated with kindness and love, it makes you feel good too. And it makes me believe more than everybody. Of course, people are, that's the default mode in my world. People usually respond that way. And if they don't, it's because maybe they didn't sleep or they're tired. But for the most part, they'll come back the next day and they'll be like, oh my God, Eileen, like you said, I was so tired. I'm sorry if I was a little, like, snippy or something. So
Well, exactly. It's and not taking it personally. I think that's a really good way to release the emotion as well and shift the perspective and reframe the situation. Do you know what I mean? So, it's like, say for instance, you've got, your SP picking up you and picking up other people, and then they pick you up last, and you're like, oh, that's it, because they don't care about me, they don't respect me, and yet they was a completely innocent. So what story are you giving the whole thing? What meaning are you giving the whole thing, right?
the
There's
story
so
and the
many
meaning are
ways.
very important, because
Yeah.
that makes your reality.
This is it, exactly. So, I mean, there's many different ways to release your emotions. I mean, the whole point is like, don't sit in it, okay? Don't sit in it. There's no room for emotions in creating negative emotions, right? So, acknowledge it and move on, right? I mean, you have a choice. I mean, sometimes I just let go of something I'm upset at just because I don't want to be mad. Like, what a waste of a day. Like, it just sucks being in that state. You know what I mean? And I just turn around and be like, fine, okay, you know what? I'm just going to change it. Like, I'm just going to change it because I know all I need to do is change my story and I can change that. And I don't want to have this bogged down. Like the other thing that I learned years ago, it's like if you're always reacting and getting upset at what other people are doing to you, you're no longer creating, you're a reactor. You've stepped out of the creator seat and now other people are driving your bus. So don't let anyone have that control over you to ruin your day or to create those emotions in you. Like just, it's like, no, nobody gets that power over me to ruin my day and let me, to feel angry. It's my choice to feel angry, right?
Exactly. I think the same way. I also, another analogy that I use is like, a boat, it only sinks when water gets in it. So if I let those negative emotions like get inside me, I do feel the heaviness. I don't want to sink, like I want to float. So I'm like, okay, I release it and I'm going to let it go. I'll go watch a movie. I'll go listen to music, just something to like snap it out, take a shower, whatever works out to just for a second, snap out of it.
Exactly. And, I think one thing that's really incredibly important is having your own personal boundary, right? So when I talk about not being a doormat is I've got a boundary, okay? I will never put up with any guy ever cheating on me. Done deal. I don't care if I created it. I ain't sticking around. That is unforgivable. I'll never be able to trust again. I am not doing that to myself. So, having a clear it's okay to say, oh my God, I manifested that, but I ain't playing with that no more. Like, knowing where your limit is and it's okay that you've manifested someone to do that to you. Doesn't mean you have to put up with it, right? So if you're manifesting an SP and you have a lot of anger and resentment, ask yourself, can you let it go? Can you see them as a person that you can forgive and that you can let all of this go? Because that's really ultimately, and if the answer is no, well, then you're okay. You can move on. You're a creator. You can have whatever you want. Right?
You want to let go of all that heaviness. So I agree 100%. If you can't let it go, like, Kariana always says, like, fire or flip. I love that. What she said.
Flip it or fire.
I love it. I love it. So if you can't, like, fire the actor, or if not, flip the story. But stop marinating in it because that's just keep creating the same thing that you're not already happy about.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if people say this out in the community, and I sure hope they don't. But I know when I first started with this, I felt like I needed to fix every relationship or I was a failure. And then as I grew on my journey years later, I realized, no, I don't really. I just need to fix the relationships that I care about.
Exactly.
It's not my responsibility to be happy-go-lucky, happy, shiny people with everybody. It's okay for me to have a relationship that I'm not going to fix or go back to. You know what I mean? Like, I've got exes out there. I've got skeletons in the closet, I mean, maybe some of them watch these videos. Right?
And there's people that, I do believe that 90% of the people that I know love and support me and care about me, but those are other 10 that I'm not going to switch anybody. I just keep my distance, and I know that
exactly right. So
it takes too much work, or little things like you change the things that really mean a lot to you, but then you really have to be persistent and consistent and aware of where your thoughts are and your feelings are, like your emotions. That is the secret, your emotions. When you think about the person and when you're thinking about the situation, how does it make you feel? If you're still angry, resentful, then you have to reevaluate everything and flip those thoughts.
And flip it, figure out a way to get out of that anger. So, and that's what Eileen can help you do. She can help you reframe it, find a way, a story that works for you, because on these videos we can't really get into the story. So one story that may work for me may not work for another, and it's about finding a story that's believable for you to shift into a thought that's believable. And and I mean, I can't even say that I deal with my anger the same way every single time. It changes. There's different situations, different factors, so navigating it is very much a personal thing, but I've given a couple of examples from my life on how I do it, right? But yeah, guys, so definitely check out the link in the description. So much. Thank you so much for being here today, Eileen.
Bye. Thank you. See you soon.
Guys, in the next video.